thank God Trump lost, right? I mean, the last 4 years have been like having the worst relative anybody has ever had crashing in your house. And it wasn't a good house before that. The people living there mostly didn't like each other. Stuff was falling apart. A couple of the stairs leading up to the third floor were so dangerous you could probably break your ankle if you stepped on them the wrong way. And yet all we did was argue about who was supposed to fix it. But we were at least surviving. But then this person shows up. This whiny, self-absorbed, leathery-faced, orange-haired old lady who just from the minute she walks in is screaming about the fucking delivery guys who screwed up my wonton soup again because they're one of the Mexican rapists. And you're just like, Ma, who is this person? And she's like, oh, yeah, that's your Aunt Hitler. And you're like, Aunt Hitler? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's your father's side of the family. Storms off, slams the door to her room. And I gotta say, it ends up being even worse than you thought it could possibly be. You can't have a friend come over without Aunt Hitler being right up in their face, being like, hey, who's this one? Looks like an Arab. And you're just like, Aunt Hitler, you can't say that. And your friend is like, wait a second, I'm sorry, you have an Aunt Hitler. And you're like, yeah, we just found out about it. It's so crazy. But then your brother and his wife are walking by. They live there. She's black. And she's like, what do you mean you just found out? I always knew you guys had an Aunt Hitler. And I'm not even a part of this goddamn family. And your brother's all like, oh, what do you mean you're not part of this family? That's not what you said. And then they're off and they're screaming at each other. And Aunt Hitler just has this smile on her face. She sits back down in her easy chair, eating a quarter pounder, watching Fox News at top volume, stinking of like Febreze and urine, and continuing to not die. But with this election, it's like the day finally came that your mom came home and said, guys, Aunt Hitler is moving out. And okay, Aunt Hitler actually hasn't said anything about moving out, and she certainly hasn't packed her bags, and she's actually never listened to anything anybody said this whole time, but she has to. I mean, your mom says she is, and she, you know, hang on. I don't even want to, let's not even deal with that yet, okay? Can we just, before we move on to stressing about the next thing, just take one moment and pause and reflect on what just happened? With this election, we as a country came together and showed that we are a nation of simple-minded people who can be kept absolutely enthralled by counting. Okay, let's see. That is 1 for Biden. Yes! And 1 for Trump. Oh, God! And 2 for Biden. All right, we're back! And 2 for Trump. Damn it! Excuse me? How many more of these are there? 150 million. Okay. Oh, my God. I've got to pace myself. And 3 for Trump. Ah! In this age of CGI-enhanced billion-dollar VR entertainment, these fuckers figured out that they could keep us super glued to our screens just by gathering all the pieces of paper that we filled out and not letting us see them for days and days and days. I know, they didn't actually plan it like this, right? This was Republicans in Pennsylvania trying to sabotage the election by not counting mail-in ballots. I get it. But CNN and MSNBC and Fox were more than happy to go along with this. They could have said, ladies and gentlemen, due to a confluence of factors, we are not going to have the results of the election for a number of days. So as journalists operating in the public interest, we're going to stick with our regular programming until we know the final count. Yeah, no, that is not what happened. They gave this shit the full mass shooting treatment. Breaking news here, Jim. We have an unfolding development coming out of Nevada. Professional news anchors were shamelessly saying shit like, so you're going to want to stick around for this. Like we were little kids watching like cartoons. Hi, this is Rachel Maddow. Coming up next, a world premiere of That's So Georgia. Stick around because you're watching Disney Channel. And they really didn't need to bother because we were completely locked in already. You know, it's like pro wrestling where you can know the script, but still totally be there for the drama. And just in case we were starting to lose interest after a day or two, Trump himself comes out, grabs the mic from the ref, and it's just like, everybody, this is a sham. Stop the count. Stop the count. Oh my God. And then we just lost it. We're like, boo! You suck, Trump. You're a loser. We want the count. We want the count. But it wasn't just the final vote. Like, for a year, this entire campaign was us just watching a bunch of numbers. You know, just poll after poll after poll telling us that nothing had really changed since the last poll. Jim, it's a remarkable race. It's incredibly stable. Yeah, that's because nobody's doing anything but looking at polls. It's like standing on a scale and expecting your weight to go down just because you keep looking. And both campaigns were super into polls of African Americans. During the Democratic primary, Joe Biden's entire case for why he should be president was that black people really like him, which in itself was like, cringe. But that was nothing compared to when he would talk about Barack Obama. Hey everybody, I have a black friend and his name is Barack and he thinks I'm really cool. And he's black. And then there's Trump, who would get so excited over so little support from black people. I actually think he thinks percents are out of 10 instead of 100. Hey, look at this. I'm at 6. What's everybody complaining about? You know, the fact that the same politicians who routinely screw over black people are so interested in polls of black people should probably be a clue that polls are not a force for public good. In a lot of ways, pollsters are like the human resources department of politics. Good morning. Please fill out this survey to tell us whether you would like the new health plan to reduce coverage or charge higher premiums. Thank you. When this country polls black people, I feel like it's 1/3 trying to see who they're going to vote for, and 2/3 seeing if they're finally about to start the revolution. Sir, the polls are in, and it's good news. They're still going to vote for one of the two crackers. Anyways, thank God it's over, okay? But unfortunately, I have to get going. I just heard Aunt Hitler is now peeing on every bed in the house and claiming that gives her legal ownership. Which is the bow now? Is that Disney? Oh shit.